You don't have to wait for New Year's to make changes. You can make changes any time of the year, any day of the week, any time that you want to wake up and go, I am making a change today. I am doing something different. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Rebecca Lee podcast. I am so excited that you decided to tune in for today's Pod Wednesday, because today we're going to be talking about how you are going to glow up this 2023 season and 5 tips to really help make it your best year yet. And I know all of this can sound like a cliche, and I know we all get so excited and want to make all these big changes for the new year, but I'm hoping this episode can really break it down, keep it a little bit more simple, and really help you take those actionable steps and those next steps needed towards really becoming your best self in 2023, glowing up, really achieving your goals, making it your best year yet. Whatever it is, I'm excited to dive deeper into the specific tips and also the things that I have done, I would say, this past year to make 2022 my best year yet. So every year we're just getting better, and I really think that there are certain things that I consciously remember doing in the beginning of 2022 that I've never done any of these other years that has made the biggest game changers when it came to myself, my work, my career, my relationships, my success. A lot of amazing things have happened this year. So I want to give you guys all the tips and tricks and secrets that I have used for 2023 and used for 2022 and that you can use for 2023. So let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, you do not have to put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to New Year's and New Year's resolutions and all of these, really good things, but you don't have to make it this all or nothing of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write down all of these things I want to do and all of these changes and habits I want to form, and if I don't do every single one, then I'm a failure. No, okay, this is the important thing to note when it comes to New Year's resolutions and all of these really good things, but just good to know while you're doing this. Do not put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to New Year's resolutions and setting these goals and wanting to do all these amazing things. You're still human, I'm still human. We are always growing and evolving and changing. And with that said, your year might not look exactly like how you planned it to be or how you envisioned it, and you might not have everything go according to plan, and that's okay. That's actually normal. So keep that in mind, that do not put too much pressure on yourself with all of this. If anything, this should just be fun, lighthearted. Like, what a great time of the year to reflect and ask yourself what it is that you're really wanting out of this new year and who you're wanting to become, and taking the time to really plant those seeds of intention. But at the same time, you do not need to put so much pressure on yourself. And I know it can get carried away, but the only way to be successful is really to take that pressure off of yourself and have fun with it and see and reflect and allow yourself to grow and change and evolve along with, this new season. Another important thing to note is that you do not have to wait until New Year's to make these changes, right? New Year's is really just another day in the calendar. You don't have to wait for New Year's to make changes. You can make changes any time of the year, any day of the week, any time that you want to wake up and go, I am making a change today. I am doing something different. Any day you want to do that, that is the day that you're going to change. Not the day that it's New Year's Eve and everyone's setting goals and intentions. Yes, it's a great time to do it. But the day that you're really going to change is the day that you wake up and say, I've had enough. I've had enough. And I'm going to do something about it. And that doesn't have to be New Year's Eve, doesn't have to be New Year's Day. So if you aren't feeling inspired right now to wake up and make that change, then maybe wait a little bit. You don't have to put all this pressure on yourself, but just note that you don't have to wait for one day of the year to make a change. You really can do this anytime that works for you. Okay, now that we got that good stuff out of the way, let's get into Glow Up Season 2023, shall we? I actually posted a TikTok video like last week around what I was doing to glow up this 2023 season. I made a notes app in my phone of a few like physical things I wanted to do, mental health, hormone health, just some things I wanted to change, and I just wrote them all down in my notes app because it was coming to me. And I was like, oh, maybe I should post a TikTok video about it. It went completely viral. Unexpectedly, I didn't even think that that was gonna happen, but I created a part 2 series to show the rest of the list, and then everyone in the comments was asking about like an accountability group or wanting to join the challenge. So I created a group chat for everyone to join. We're already at over 2,500 members. I think maybe we're almost at 2,600, which is crazy considering I created this 4 days ago. But with that said, if you are wanting to glow up this 2023 season, or if you just want to chat with, you know, other like-minded girlies on your wellness journey, come join the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the show notes of this episode. There are so many amazing women already in the group. Like, it literally makes me so happy to see everyone talking to each other. So feel free to join the group if you're feeling called to. It's a chat called Rebecca's Wellness Girlies, which is so cute. And I'm so glad that, you know, I made it and people are talking and having fun. So feel free to join the chat. But anyways, the reason why I bring up the TikTok is because I think this is an amazing strategy if you are wanting to get your feet wet or get your foot in the door when it comes to, you know, setting New Year's goals, setting New Year's intentions. I like just to use the term like glow up because, I don't know, it makes me feel like exciting and fun, like, ooh, I'm gonna glow up, but you can really label it whatever you want. And so here's how you're gonna do it. Ready? If you're feeling ready and called to do it, maybe even pause this podcast episode after I tell you how to do it. Go to your notes app, maybe do it at the same time. I don't know, but don't wait. Now's the time to do it. So here you go. This is the list that I made, and feel free to customize it and make it your own too. In your notes app or in a journal, I just find it easier to do it in my notes app because you can just easily type it into your phone. The first section I made was physical. So what were my physical goals or physical habits or things that I wanted to implement? And in my post and in my notes, I put a few different things for inspiration. I want to get daily morning sunshine because that is so good for your hormones, for your energy levels, just all over. Andrew Huberman taught me so much about this. So daily morning sunshine, daily hot girl walks. We love hot girl walks. They are amazing. So that's a must. I decided I want to go back to the gym. I've been very out of my gym routine and I want to get back into doing some more strength training, booty days. I'm trying to grow the booty this 2023 season. So that was mine. And then also I said daily bone broth because bone broth is so good for your skin, so much collagen, so good for your gut. So that's just what I wrote down. And then I wrote a few other things in the mental, spiritual health, like not checking my phone first thing in the morning, affirmations, positive self-talk. And then I also had a hormone section because if you guys know, I have been struggling with the hormone imbalance, which I'm gonna make another podcast episode soon actually about that, on my updated journey about that because I haven't even done that in a minute. So anyways, my hormone section was just some things my doctor told me to do, like limiting coffee, eating more cruciferous vegetables, castor oil packs, stuff like that. So if you're feeling called and inspired to, write a notes app right now, your physical goals or physical habits or things that you want to start implementing. Mental health, mental spiritual health, maybe it's nutrition. What are some nutrition goals you want to hit? Whatever it is, I want you to think about that and just write it down. That's really the first step, is figuring out what it is you even want. As simple as it sounds, create those goals. And even if you don't hit every single one, like I'm not expecting myself to hit every single thing that I wrote down all the time. Like I'm going into this with the expectation of like, okay, I'm human, but what are some high level things that I want to start seeing from myself in 2023, and understanding that it might take a little bit of time to get there and it might not happen all at once, but the point is you're getting clear on what it is that you want, and then from there you can take smaller action steps to get you closer to, your ultimate goal. Another important note when it comes to, glowing up and glow up season 2023, we hear the word glow a lot. And I cannot emphasize to you guys how much your glow, like that physical outer glow that we know and, more talk about, starts from within. And your glow, your external glow, will start from within you. It's about creating the glow from inside so that you can glow on the outside. And it's with what you are feeding yourself, your self-talk, your positive affirmations, your hyping yourself up, the deep inner work you're doing, the journal prompts, the inner child work, the self-love work, all of that stuff is what will feed your external glow. And when you see people who are like absolutely glowing and radiating, it's because they are nurturing that from the inside out. They are happy with themselves. They are happy in life. They are doing those internal things. So I can't emphasize enough that the external glow you're looking for starts from within you. It starts from creating that glow within yourself and actually unleashing that glow within you, because it already is within you. You just have to allow yourself to let people see it, to bring it to your external reality. And so I would really highly recommend working on that self-talk, that positive affirmations, doing the journal prompts, doing the deep inner work. All of those good things really will affect how you are showing up externally. So to recap the Glow Up Season 2023, try making a notes app or on your journal, your phone, different categories. So physical, mental, spiritual, nutrition, hormones, whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish. Jot down a few things under each bucket and just get it out there. Put it on paper. Really see what it is that you're wanting to do and what it is that you're wanting to accomplish, and allow yourself to go from there. Really, the first step is to getting clear on what it is that you want and any changes that you want to make. Now I want to shift and talk about 5 tips. So I'm going to give you some tangible tools on how you can actually make 2023 your best year yet. And like I said earlier, 2022 has been my best year yet because I have implemented these tools, tips, strategies at the beginning of 2022 to become the person that I am now and to have created the life and year that I've wanted to see for me in 2023. And here are the exact things that I have done and that you can use for the new year. So I really want all of us to have the best year we've had yet. And I think that's the point, right? If you're not growing, what's happening? We need to be constantly growing, evolving, trying to at least take steps in the right direction of the life and the person that we want to become. And not to say that that's always going to be linear and then that's always going to feel good, because it's not. Healing and growing and evolving doesn't always feel good, and it's definitely not always linear. But I think taking the steps and at least allowing yourself that space and reflection and action to just try and to move forward in any speed in any direction is always the way to go. So let's get started. Number 1, do not set yourself up for failure. This is the problem with New Year's stuff and New Year's goals and resolutions. So many people set themselves up for failure before they've even begun, before they've even given themselves a chance to, do the things that they want to do. And what I mean by that is that you are trying to go from 0 to 100, and it's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you right now. It is impossible to go from 0 to 100 and actually sustain those habits and the things that you want. And so the way you can work around that is by giving yourself giving yourself a way to actually ease into it versus trying to go from 0 to 100. So instead of trying to overhaul your entire routine and your entire nutrition and things that you eat and your entire workout routine, and saying, I'm gonna go to the gym every day, I'm gonna cook at home every day, I'm only gonna eat healthy, and I'm gonna meditate and journal and read and do my affirmations, and I'm gonna do everything in the book, when you're doing nothing currently, you're setting yourself up for a failure. And you're setting yourself up for the constant cycle, which is you set a big goal, you set yourself up for failure, you don't meet it, then you get down on yourself, and the cycle continues. Versus what you actually can do and what actually will work is creating small goals, creating small habits from the get-go, because then once you start achieving those small goals and the small habits, you will literally hit dopamine centers in your brain, and you will start to want to achieve more and more and more and more. You will slowly work your way up to the bigger things that you're wanting, to the more overhaul of the habits that you're wanting, by starting small. So it's like when they say, you should make your bed first thing in the morning because you're accomplishing a task, and although it might seem so small, that's setting you up and priming your brain for the rest of the day to continue to accomplish bigger tasks because you started your day with the smaller task. And the same thing goes for setting these New Year's resolutions and goals and going into the new year. Set yourself up for success by creating a small goal, a small habit you want to do. And then over time, over the course of the year, you will then work your way up to achieving those bigger goals and those bigger habits that you want to see and maintain. So whether that is creating one goal and saying, I'm going to do this one thing, or I'm going to achieve this one thing that I know is doable. You obviously still want it to be a goal. Like, you want it to be something that is different from what you're currently doing, but you want to be able to set yourself up for success, at least in the beginning, so that you can work your way up to the bigger things. So try creating 1, 2, maybe 3 things that you can do, and start with that. Previously, if you made the whole list of everything that you want, that's great. What are 1, 2, 3 things you can start with that that you can really achieve and change? And then you can start to tackle those other things that you wrote in the list that you are wanting to do. But set yourself up for success. Don't try to overhaul and go from 0 to 100, because that just simply never works. I'm telling you from personal experience from working with clients and my friends, family, etc. It's not gonna work. Simply put. So set yourself up for success, not failure, by creating smaller, more attainable goals to start, and then over time, you will work your way up there. Number 2, this one has been a game changer for me in my life. And it might seem simple, but I swear it makes the biggest difference. And I'm gonna give you an example on what I did and how it's helped me so much, okay? Number 2 is shifting your identity. And what do I mean by that? You will always come back to your identity, who you believe you are. And your identity is gonna come out in your I am statements. So I am a girl, right? I believe I am a girl, so I am a girl. And I'm gonna believe that because that's what I say, that's my identity. I am 25 years old. I am X. Whatever the rest of the sentence is, that is what you are going to reinforce to yourself, and what your habits and beliefs are going to reinforce to yourself. So let me give you an example. The majority of my life, I have not been a morning person. Waking up early has been difficult for me. I have never been a person to wake up early, morning person. That's just never been me historically in the past. But I live under the belief that you can decide to wake up any day and shift who you are, shift your identity, and change something about yourself that you don't like. You can do that any day of the week. You can wake up today, tomorrow, and say that. So I had enough of telling myself that I wasn't a morning person, because that's what I always told myself. I was like, oh, I'm not a morning person. Guess I'm just not gonna wake up early. And at the beginning of 2022, I knew that I wanted to start to wake up earlier. And last year, I remember I would sleep in a lot. Like, I would not get up early, you guys. It was really bad. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna start calling myself a morning person. What if I shifted my identity to myself and I started to say, I am a morning person? And wow, that has been the biggest game changer, because what you tell yourself is your identity is what will manifest. And so, not to say that I wake up at 5 a.m. every day with a ton of energy. No, that's not the point. The point is though, I have told myself this year, I am a morning person, and guess what? I have woken up on a, daily basis, consistent basis, way earlier than I ever would have in the past. Like way earlier. And that is consistently waking up earlier. Just because I have shifted my identity and what I've told myself about myself. So you can apply this to any part of your life, anything you tell yourself. Who are you telling yourself that you are? What identity are you creating for yourself? And so if you really want to create that change in 2023, you need to start to shift your identity. Watch your I am statements. And once you do that, watch how much your life, your habits, your thoughts, everything else changes, because you're getting at the root core of who you are, your identity. So shift your identity, shift your life. Boom. Number 3, this goes similar hand in hand with the identity piece, and that is to start within. So if you want to make 2023 your best year yet, the only thing you have control over in this life is yourself and your internal world, right? So even though things might happen to you in 2023, things might come your way, life happens, things don't always go according to plan, you can decide to shift internally, make internal changes, and that will then shift your external reality. But you have to start from within. You have to do the inner work. You have to make those shifts within yourself to then see the things that you want in your external reality. So if you're wanting all these amazing good stuff in 2023, as you should, queen, you should, because you deserve the best, I highly recommend looking within yourself. What is your self-talk looking like? What are you doing to nurture that relationship with yourself? What changes can you make within you that will then create the changes in the external world that you want to see? Number 4, this is an important one with New Year's stuff. Don't just do this for one day and that's it. If you're gonna listen to this and write down all your goals and look at it on January 1st and then forget about it the rest of the year, that's not why we're here, right? I don't think that's why you're listening to this podcast, because that's not what we want. That's not our goal. We want to make sure we are maintaining this all throughout the year, all throughout our lives. And that really starts from creating sustainable habits. So like I said earlier, not setting yourself up for failure by actually creating habits and long-term habits that you can come back to, not just things that you do 0 to 100 one day. It's actual sustainable habits. But it's also asking yourself, what is a system you can do, or what can you do to help maintain this really good, juicy energy that you're creating for the new year into the rest of the year? So is that monthly check-ins? So does that look like on the 1st of every month, checking in with yourself? How was last month? What do I want to accomplish this month? Am I creating the changes that I'm wanting to see for myself? Is it weekly check-ins? Is it like a Sunday night journaling session with yourself? Is it hiring a coach, getting an accountability partner, accountability buddy, working with someone one-on-one? Like whatever your system is, make it now. Like don't just do this all one day and then forget about it the rest of the year. Create something for yourself that you know that you can come back to for the rest of the year that starts with those goals and New Year's resolutions that you have made from the get-go. Number 5, last but not least, these are a few different things that I've compiled into one just from what I've learned in 2022 that's really made 2022 my best year yet. And I'm just gonna spitball, rapid fire it to you guys, okay? Number 1, start living for yourself. I really think 2022 has been such a great year for me because I've decided to start living for me. And I haven't held back in that sense. Like I have said full force, I am going to do the things that I have wanted to do. even if it's uncomfortable, even if I've never been there before and it's scary, even if it's a risk, I have done it. And there have been a lot of moments, you guys, where I have taken big risks and done things way out of my comfort zone, but these are all things that I have done that have really allowed me to live for myself, not by society's rules, not by the expectations of other people. I have gone full force to doing the things that even if others have judged me for, I didn't care, because I've decided that I made that promise with myself that I'm going to do that. I'm going to live for myself. I'm going to take those risks because I'm young and I really have nothing to lose, and I'm just going to do it. And so another thing to keep in mind is keeping those promises to yourself. Like the things that you said that you were going to do it. Do not hold back. And I really, really, really think this is what's played into this year being amazing, is because I have taken those risks and I've kept the things that I said I was going to do to myself. Like you have to work on that relationship with yourself in that way. And so if there's anything I can leave you with from this podcast episode, is that in 2023, next year, take those risks. Get outside your comfort zone. Start living for yourself. And the things that you say you're gonna do, do it. Do not hold back, because you are going to look back and be so happy that you did all of the things that you have wanted to do, even if it didn't turn out the way you wanted to or the way that you expected. You are still gonna be so happy that you did them, because you're keeping those promises to yourself and you are living your life for you. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode all around glowing up this 2023 season and really making it your best year yet. If you did enjoy this episode, please feel free to take a screenshot, share it on your stories. Let's spread the word. I want everyone to go into 2023 feeling amazing, becoming their best selves. So I really just want us to spread the word. I appreciate every single one of you that's listening, and I hope you guys have an amazing new year. I am sending so much love, and I will catch you in the next Pod Wednesday.